2022, Raw Gospel Media, Music and Ministry, right here with the Trampolines. Thank you guys for taking the time to have this interview.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Absolutely impressed by, just how you guys are acting with your fans on stage, the music. I'm really just glad to be here and glad to have this interview. So I really want to start off with, because we're going to make this quick, I want to dive really into your ministry. Because you guys are way more than just musicians. I was reading your pamphlet, going through a bit of your social media, your articles and everything. Tell the audience, tell myself a little bit about what you guys do.
Well, thank you so much, man. Thank you for wanting to interview us. We got married on a trampoline and said we want to do missions and music. And so we split our time between doing music as a ministry here in the States, doing hip hop and pop and EDM music for Jesus. And the other half of the time we're overseas in places like the Middle East and Asia, and we were just in Ukraine last month, doing both music and like relief work, bringing food and loving on people and some medical work and just any way we can help. That's the goal. Mm-hmm. So, and then turn the bass up and make some crazy concerts along the way.
I think another mission that we have is making just fresh Christian music, stuff that sounds a little different than it has in the past, just because I think that kids are ready for a new sound. And so it's one thing we're really passionate about, is trying to create Christian music that has some mainstream styles and elements, but is about God.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's something I like to really hear, especially within the Christian sphere. I personally was really into EDM and stuff in my middle school years, so hearing a nice healthy mix of hip hop, EDM, you're really hitting everything at all corners, so it was really fantastic to see quite the mix, especially giving it out there for the crowd that you have. I want to jump a little bit about your testimony. You did mention during your performance coming out of quite a rut and really finding God and being able to use that transformation to do something fantastic. Can you tell us a little bit more about your testimony and give us a quick summary of how you got to where you are right now?
Awesome. Yeah, man. 6 years ago, I was a drug addict and alcoholic, and when I say that, I mean I never wanted to quit. I thought it was the only thing I would ever love. And one night I heard this voice say to me, "You're gonna die if you keep doing this," and I absolutely knew it was true. And so I was really terrified, and I finally asked this voice, "What do I do?" And it told me to pray. But the problem was I didn't believe in God at the time, and not only that, but I vehemently just said the worst things about God and the worst things about Christians, so I was angry. And so I was like, no, I'm not going to do that. But eventually I did, because I was so afraid, and I can't believe God answered me. And I said, "God, I don't even know if you're there, but if you are, I know that you can make me want this, because I don't want to quit. So if you can make me want to quit, I'll do it." Mm-hmm. And as a result of that prayer, I was on my way home to be with my family a week later, and I was in this gas station bathroom, and I was coming down, and I was about to turn around and go get more drugs because I didn't want to do this. And right before I turn around and leave, this lady's washing her hands in the sink next to me, and she goes, "Can I pray for you?" Yeah, dude, last minute, literally as I'm turning the water off. And I just start crying, and she knows, it was crazy. She knew everything about me, total stranger. And then she sat with me in that dirty gas station bathroom for 3 hours praying for me. It was amazing. And later that night I was like, man, I thought I knew a lot about Christians. I thought they were judgmental and mean, but that was one of the sweetest things anybody's ever done for me. And if she would do that just because God told her to, for a total stranger, then I must have been really wrong about God. So 1 month later, I was sober.
Fantastic. Wow.
Yeah.
Now, what about you?
Man, kind of different story. I was, total opposite story. I met a youth pastor when I was in middle school, and he said, "Hey, you want to go to youth group? There's pizza and dodgeball." And I said, "I'm not interested in God at all, but pizza and dodgeball, I believe in that. I'll come." And started learning more about God and how much He loved me, and seeing the love of the real love of Christians that really believe that, and changed my life. And felt like the Bible calls us to do everything we do to the max for God. That's what we're trying to do.
Fantastic. I definitely could see it. You guys You know, especially those elements in ministry where you're doing something, adjacent to kind of pull people in. I think that's super important. I know that's something that our church does. We do from constant ministries to just healing crusades where we give out hot dogs and drinks or something, just anything to pull people in, because you never know. There's stuff like that that really helps, draw people in that otherwise would never really step into a church. So yeah, that's fantastic testimonies. I've done this with every other artist. What are some words of encouragement that you would like to tell anybody who's listening, just in hard times, good times, whatever, help them get them through?
There's a few verses that, like Cary always says, God's words are even better than ours, so I'm going to just use his. There's a few verses that I feel like the Bible really tells us, like, hey, these are the main points, don't forget this. One is Matthew 22:37-38. It says the two most important things out of all of this are love God and love people. Well, what's love? Well, 1 John 3:16 says we know what real love looks like because Jesus laid down his life for us, and we should do that for others. And another one that's big for us is James 1:27. It says pure religion in the sight of God the Father means caring for orphans and widows in their distress. And so with those things, it's kind of like, go do it. Go do it. Like, the Bible's clear, what you're supposed to do, how to do it, and go after it. And that's the most important thing, because if God is real, if you really believe really believe that he is real, then risk it all for him. Do it all. And sometimes it'll be crazy. Sometimes even Christians will say, try to talk you out of it. But, and the world will, and just, God is wild, and he might want to do something wild in your life, so go for it.
The other thing I'd like to add for anybody that's not there yet is you can always ask God for help, like believing. That was one of the things, is like I just couldn't believe in all of that, and I remember so many times my prayer was like, God, please make me believe it, make me want you. And I believe that's a prayer that he always answers. It's not the same as like, God, if you're real, like send me a sign, rain money on me or something. But just genuinely asking God, like, I don't see it, please help me. You can always be honest, you can always ask him for help, and I believe he will never let those go unanswered. So if you're in a place where you just don't really trust it and you don't understand, like, just ask for understanding and ask for help trusting, and he's listening. He's always there, and he's happy. Like, that is his joy to answer prayers like that, because he's good.
Amen to that.
Absolutely. I think this aspect of prayer can sometimes get missed, because that's how we build relationships, in the secular world, just by friends or however you want to do it, but especially with God, that's how we really dive into it and really build a strong knit relationship. So in your hills and valleys, no matter what's happening, you have that relationship. So fantastic. Once again, thank you for taking the time. It's been fantastic seeing you. Thank you for coming out to the gazebo and everything like that. It's been fantastic. So let the people know, where can we follow up on your music, your ministries, and just check out what you guys are doing.
Trampolines Official on Facebook and Instagram, YouTube and stuff, or if you search Trampolines and Jesus, you'll find it too. Thank you so much, man. Yeah, come say what's up online. We'll pray for you or talk about squirrels or whatever you want.
Fantastic. Well, as we're finishing up, this is the last night of the 2022 Kingdom Bound Festival, and it's been an absolute pleasure. If you guys see them, chat them up as much as they can. They are very busy, but they will take the time to meet as many people as they can. So once again, Rock Gospel Media, check them all out. We out.
Thank you.